Find out where they are. Oh, if that ain't perfect. They're not lingering. Why aren't my batteries included working all that well for me? Whew. E-strike? No. Oh, they tried to do locker bang on me. And then I got blinded. That was weird. It was really buggy. Damn. All right. Stay away from my portals, Ash. You know what's good for you, boy. Person should have been wiggling. They probably would have got out. First 4K of the night, dude. People are good. But don't count your eggs yet, buddy. Or count your eggs, or however the expression goes. I still have to find Ash. Not over here. Doesn't have adrenaline. That's great. This is the 4K. He's just over to the left. Flip flop. Probably would have got out. You'd probably see me get more 4Ks if everyone wasn't so used to playing the Billy now. There used to be a time where the Hillbilly wasn't popular after they nerfed him, so no one had practice against him, and I was really good with him at that point. And then once they buffed him, like everyone started playing him again. He had his infinite chainsaw ability. And I feel like survivors are just really conditioned. I'm not a trendsetter. The devs just did an update. Like that actually happened, Clip. So people really know how to play against him now. Probably don't get as much practice against some of the other killers. Yeah, he's probably just busy doing something.
Sorry. Yeah, I was writing. I apologize.
Who should we play next? Gone to a buffet alone? No. Nope. I have not.
Yeah. Yes, I have. Golden Corral.
All right.
I'll go there by myself.
You got it, man. I'll be right back, though. I got to use the restroom real quick.
The cool thing about like good buffets though, you never really can go alone. Like I've gone to Golden Corral alone when I lived down in North Carolina. And there'd always be like a group of people there that were just like that didn't show up together. And they would just start talking to you and they'd tell you to move over to their table. A lot of times that happened. I would go there by myself and then they'd be like, come on over here, have a seat. Like, no joke. Just to have a conversation with random people while eating good food. Fun. We only have one buffet here in town. Too bad you can't do that nowadays. What? Yeah, you can. It's called being sociable. Fuck other people if they don't want to be that way. People are sex trafficked that no. No, you're wrong, Clippy. And nobody's gonna fucking sex traffic me. All right. I talk to people all the time. You got to get people out of their shell, dude. Like, I mean, you know what's funny? I got one for you, Clippy. My my mother and my sister and I, we went to Vegas. Was it last year? I don't even remember when we fucking went. I can find out though. Let me pull up my. I'm gonna find out exactly when we went to Vegas here, because my sister keeps a record of all this shit. There it is. Wait, no, that's when she went to Vegas. But my sister likes Vegas. So does my mom. Vegas, Vegas, Vegas. Still had the baby. When did we go to Vegas?
I've been to Vegas. All out New Vegas.
Yeah.
Nope. So what are we talking about here?
I told him I have been to a buffet alone because I used to go to Golden Corral when I lived in North Carolina, just because I love Golden Corral, and I'd be like, "Fuck it, I'm hungry. I'm gonna go there by myself." And a lot of times I would go there. Um, uh, there'd be a group of people that didn't know each other, and they would invite me to sit over at their table, and I'd be like, "All right, cool, no problem. I got no problem, hanging out with um, people I don't know. It doesn't really bother me." Nightly, that's a pub crawl. And he's like, "That's how you get sex trafficked." And I was like, "No, nobody's gonna try to sex traffic me for one, all right? And then two, your first cousin." So it had to been, yeah, it had been last year, 2023. Um, and I go, "That's just called interacting with society and getting people out of their shell." And he was like, "No, no, that's bad, or maybe it's just a Vegas thing." But last year we went to Vegas and we went to go see a concert. Nah, just kidding. But yeah, young, attractive girls get too drunk and definitely sex trafficking. Right. So when we were in Vegas, I walk ahead of my mother and my sister a lot because they are slow. My mom and sister are just slow walkers. They want to look at everything. And I'm just like, we're going to this destination. I need to get there. All right. I'm that guy. Um, And so we're in Vegas, we're walking down the strip or whatnot, and we're leaving the concert, and I am fucking starving. And I wanted to go to the first place that we found and just get food, but no, no, no. My mom and my sister saw a pizza place earlier in the day, and they wanted to go to this fucking pizza place, which is fucking on the other side of the strip. And so I'm like, fine, we're getting there. I'm getting there right now. I'm hungry. I want a pizza. Let's go. And so we I start walking, and I'm a very aware person, and I've got a background in uh managing people. And I notice a guy is every once in a while I look back at my mom and my sister to see where they are, and I notice a guy is following my mother and my sister. And so because I'm not a psycho, I give him benefit of the doubt. He's just walking in the same direction. Nope, he is not. He is actively following my mother and my sister down the strip, and every once in a while he has his phone. He is talking into his phone, relaying instructions on where my mother and my sister are going. And so I go down an escalator really quick, and then I wait at the bottom of it, and my mom and my sister are lagging behind, and they start coming down the escalator, and I'm watching the guy as he's moving past people to get closer to my mom and my sister. And as soon as my mom and my sister get off the escalator, I grab both of them and I pull him over the side, and he comes up, and I just put my hand on his chest and fucking backed him up, and I said, "You need to stop following us." I was like, I'm not doing this shit anymore. I'm gonna knock you the fuck out. Like, and it was 100%. I was 100% in the right. I watched him for a very long time,
Plot
knowing
twist.
that
Kyle just assaulted somebody who wasn't gonna do any crimes.
nope. He said, "I apologize." He put his phone in his pocket, and he turned around and walked the opposite direction.
I
If he was going in,
apologize.
yeah,
Weird.
yep. I went and
Sir, I
I was,
apologize for following you and your family. Please let me off the hook.
and he just turned around and walked away. Put his phone in his pocket and walked away. I was like, yeah.
Bill, I apologize. I'm gonna stab you with these knives.
And then we went and found the pizza place, and they only did whole pizzas.
Ooh.
And I was so fucking angry. I was like, "This is a bullshit." And
I'll
my
take a
mom's
whole
like, "But
pizza, man. Sign me up.
yeah, no." So yeah, but it wasn't ready. You had to order it, and they had to cook it. And I didn't want to wait 30 minutes to get a fucking pizza. And my mom's like, "We're gonna order a pizza." I'm like, "Okay." And I walked right around the corner to a hot dog place and got a hot dog. I was like, "I'm not waiting for this shit."
I would have waited, man. Pizza over a hot dog any day.
That
Any
hot
day.
dog was fucking amazing. It's Mexico, it's fucking Las Vegas or whatnot. Las Vegas is awesome. All the
Well, I'm
food
sure
there is
Las
good.
Vegas is great. And if their hot dogs are great, I imagine their pizza's greater.
The pizza was pretty good. I ate
Hmm.
part of that too, but the hot dog was amazing.
Yeah. There are some pretty tasty places you can get hot dogs at, man.
Yeah,
Gas station hot dogs. There's something else.
I eat a lot of them. They're very tasty.
They are. They definitely are.
You've done what, Clippy?
Followed someone. He's followed
Followed
someone
somebody?
before. Yeah. It was probably Clippy who was following your family. Plot
No, it
twist,
was
Clippy was the one that you put your hand on their chest and said back up, and then he said, I'm sorry.
Clippy. Are you Armenian?
Danny? Is your name even Danny? Ooh. Oh, snap. Son of a bitch. And that flashlight save was clutch for them. Slap. I knew you were nearby. Let's hit you.
Freddy Fingers.
Not that serious. .ttv. Nice, I like that. That's cool. You have my attention, friend. Have my attention. Speaking of greasy food, I could totally go for some. Sure, I'll hit you.
Jeff made cheese tortellini today. It didn't have like a meat in it, but it was like cheese. Yeah, KFC is awesome. It's just too fucking expensive.
It is too fucking expensive, man. It's like you want my whole goddamn paycheck for a bucket of chicken? You know, it's not happening. But their gravy is something else, man. It's off the charts in tastiness. Ouch. Are you a skin guy, Kyle? Do you think the skin's the best part of the chicken? I personally do. I think it is the tastiest part of the chicken. I will peel that shit off and leave nothing but the meat.
For
Of course,
original chicken, yes.
either
For
one, dude. I don't
crispy-
care. Like if it's crispy, if it's spicy, I don't. Just give me the skin.
Nah, crispy chicken. I don't think it's the best part. But original, yeah, I like the original recipe. I don't know. I'm biased. I worked there for almost 3 years, dude. Like,
I aspire to make chicken like they do. I have a deep fryer that I'm actually pretty proud of. I've used it quite a bit. I'm getting pretty good at cooking chicken. You know, don't like buying chicken. But
we
But-
so when you got hired at the place I worked at, Mike always said he would go over the rules, and he had a food rule there. He said you could eat and drink whatever you want, whenever you want, for free. Okay? You get as much as you want, as long as it doesn't interfere with your work.
that's a cool ass boss right there. I'll
And
work
so-
for that guy.
And so he wanted that because he knew that people were going to eat the food regardless, right? If they were going to sneak it or something, he didn't care. Just don't let it fuck with your work. And so everybody would eat a lot of food there. I used to come in, and his daughter Brandy worked there, and she would have a burger made for me because it was KFC A&W.
Mhm.
And she would have a burger, like a double bacon cheeseburger made for me every time I came into work. I'm a fat kid. I love it. It was great. And so I would show up early for work just to get a fucking burger and then fucking start working. But my buddy Chris, who worked there, he this kid would die for chicken strips. He loved chicken strips.
I can understand
And
that. That's
yeah,
very understandable. I would die for them too. Like
yeah.
Kyle, let's be honest, man. If I had to choose between chicken tenders or you, I would choose the chicken tenders. I'm sorry that it has to be that way.
You do you, you know, as long as, you know, if they're a perfect, there is such thing as a perfect chicken tender, so I get that, and we used to make them all the time. But Chris used to. It's funny that I saw a commercial for KFC and it said introducing the new uh, original recipe chicken tenders. My buddy Chris used to make those for himself all the time. He would use the original breading for chicken tenders, and he would actually cook them in the pressure cooker versus the open fryer. Which, fun fact, the ones that they're selling for that they have there, that they're saying brand new, they've sold those before, and they do not cook them in the deep in the pressure cooker or the pressure fryer or whatnot. They cook them in the open fryer, so they're not even cooked correctly because the open fryer cooks about 6 minutes faster than the pressure fryer. But if you cook them in the pressure fryer, original recipe strips are fucking awesome.
What's the secret to getting the chicken skin to look as good as it does with KFC, man?
Cooking in a pressure fryer.
How does that change the color of the chicken skin?
It just it cooks at a higher temperature. 2, you cook it for longer.
How hot do their fryers cook at?
The open fryer is 430 degrees.
Ooh, damn, that's hot. Mine only goes up to like 365.
Well, yeah, that's why they can cook crispy chicken in 12 minutes. So, and then the deep fryer, the pressure fryer or whatnot, that cooks at like 480 degrees, and it's but it still takes longer. It takes like 18 minutes. Yes, plenty of times. Some people used to do it on purpose. And now you're thinking to yourself, why would they do it on purpose?
That's clever, Lucy. I'll give you that. Oh, come on. The
KFC I worked at, we changed the oil twice a week.
Twice a week? That feels like you're going above and beyond for a fast food company.
Yeah. Mike wouldn't have it any other way. He would get pissed because he'd come in there and you could smell a difference after the oil's been used.
That you can, like, when you work in that sort of industry for that long, you know when there's old oil. You can just smell it. Yeah.
Yeah, after about 3 days, like, you actually do get a burnt smell from it, and not only that, it makes the food smell, especially if you're used to it. I imagine that there are companies that let it go for a week and they're okay with it, and then people who eat there are just used to that's what it's supposed to smell like. But it's a night and day difference if you do change it twice a week, because we used to change it on Mondays and Thursdays. And also, it just feels good cleaning it because we would empty out all the fryers and then put in brand new fucking grease and let it melt down, and it looks pretty. Like, it looks clean and shit like that because it gets that clear looking. And the first chicken that comes out of a brand new batch is fucking amazing.
Dude, I bet it is. I would charge extra for that batch. Just saying. No, they're not here. Must be at that one over there. Yeah, I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. Lizzie doesn't like it when I eat greasy food. Gives me shit. They're at this one. I was wrong.
Now, Clippy, for your question about dipping your hand in the oil, there was a guy named Bob Casey who used to take his hand and he'd put it in water and then he put it in flour and then he put it in water and then he put it back in flour and he'd go back and forth like that, like he was breading his hand. And then he'd put his hand in the fryer.
What?
Yeah. And it wouldn't hurt him. It would just cook the outside of it.
It's fucking nuts, man.
Yeah, he was like, Bob wasn't all there.
You guys want to see me stick my hands in a deep fryer? That'd be weird.
So, like he'd pick at it just for fun. Like it was just a parlor trick for him. Like he was just doing it to joke around.
Yeah, to show off sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah, because he knew that he could
it
get
blew
hurt.
my mind, man.
Yeah.
Like if I didn't know anything, like that was a trick or anything, and I just thought he was crazy, I'd be like, dude, this guy stuck his hand in a goddamn deep fryer, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sad to say, I feel terrible about this. Only one person ever truly got hurt, and it was my fault.
Oh, what did you do?
Yep. I was a bad kid. I was having a bad day. There's no excuse. I'm just trying to explain what happened, but I was having a really bad day, and we have two main things that happen in the kitchen. We cook chicken, and then they cook burgers and fries. Typically, the people up front, if something is beeping, like if a fryer is going off, for fries, they have to come back and they have to do the fries, and they're lazy a lot of the times, and they wouldn't come back and do their fries. And I'm working by myself. I'm busting my ass, keeping up with everything. The fryer's going off. I'm fucking covered in flour. And I washed my hands and I grabbed the fry basket out of the fryer and I go to slam it into the fucking fry bin. And what you're supposed to do is a multitude of steps in between that. You're supposed to pick the fry basket up, hook it on the back of the fryer, tap it to make sure all the excess grease comes off of it. And then you're supposed to call out hot fries because there's a blind corner going to the fry bin. And the people from up front can't see where the people from back are coming from. So you call out hot fries so that people would stop at that corner, and then you put the fry basket into the fry bin, and it would, and then you pull it back. I did not do any of that. I pulled it straight out of the fryer, and I got really pissed, and I went to slam it into the fry bin, and I hit a girl in the arm with the basket, burnt her arm.
Ooh, but that left
Her name
a
is
mark.
So we got it fast enough. We put ice on it fast enough that it did not scar her. But to this day, every time I see her out in public, I apologize for it. Every single time, because she was the sweetest girl you've ever met. Her name was Barbara Martin, and she was an absolute darling. And I felt like the biggest piece of shit in the fucking world. Like I was like, oh my God. Like even now, just thinking about it, I just feel like a piece of shit. Could not have happened to a better person. Like she was the nicest fucking person, and the worst thing fucking happened to her. And she was crying and shit like that. She was in pain. But we got it wrapped up, got it iced, got a ambulance out there. They took her to the hospital. I got fired.
Oh, really? After an
Yep.
accident? It was that bad, huh?
The district manager was there when it happened. And Mike fired me, and everybody the looks on everybody's faces when I was walking out was so much shame. Like it was the most I have ever felt shame in my entire life. And I just walked out. I got in my car and I drove home, and I told my parents that I got fired, and they were like, you know, why, and I told them what happened, and they're like, okay, and they kind of left it alone or whatnot. Asked me if I learned my lesson, shit like that, and I was like, yeah. And then like a week later, Mike called me up and he's like, hey, you want your job back?
Probably because everyone quit.
No, because nobody could do the job like me.
Oh,
Like, period. He was so far fucking behind with 1 week from me gone. And he's like, you want to come back? And I was like, yeah. And I came back in